Hi everybody, it's Jo here from Aquarius Tarot. Hope you're doing very well today. Hope everything's okay with you. I'm always happy to be here to do another reading. So today we are going to look at your person's true feelings for you. We're going to go back to that as our old favourite topic. Everybody always seems to like that one. I'm going to try and make sure that's done at least once a week for you. Mixed in with some of the other readings that people seem to enjoy. Okay. I'm going to switch up with a slightly different deck today. And we're going to go through each of the signs in zodiac order as usual. So we'll start with Aries. Welcome Aries. Hope you're okay. We're looking at your person, the person on your mind today. We want to know, how do they really feel about you? And look, we want to go beyond feelings. We want to know, what actions are they going to take? What are their intentions towards you? And we'll look at a timeline for that as well. Okay, Aries, we've got one that's just popped onto the table there. Just jumped out of the deck, as you will have seen. Okay, so universe, 2 more shuffles, please. 1, 2. Okay. So what is it that popped out? Okay, we've got the King of Pentacles. Isn't the artwork beautiful on this deck? The King of Pentacles, we've got the Sun, we've got the Knight of Wands, we've got the Hermit, the King of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Okay, so Aries, you might be dealing with an air sign here. I'm seeing quite a lot of air energy. Somebody who's caught up in their thoughts. They're really thinking about you a lot. They've got something to say to you. They've got a message they want to give to you. And it's a message around how you make them feel. So they really, what they want to tell you is you make them incredibly happy. They feel very content when they're with you. You sort of bring the sunshine into their life. They kind of feel on top of the world, like they can actually achieve more when they're with you. That's how they feel about you. I'm thinking that maybe there was a situation where, you know, perhaps there was a bit of confusion about feelings, or perhaps this person didn't really progress things at any kind of reasonable pace. Perhaps they were a bit flirty. Perhaps they were actually not meaning to. Perhaps they were even a little bit flirty with somebody else, and it caused a bit of a problem. Oh goodness, someone came through the door, made me jump. Did you see me jump there? So they could be, you know, they could be wanting to put that right. That's what I'm seeing. They really want to put things right. They want to tell you how you make them feel. And the question is, how do they really feel about you? And they really do feel like you make them happy. I think there's been maybe a little bit of distance between the two of you. Perhaps you haven't seen each other for a while. Perhaps you haven't communicated for a while. But while they've been away from you, they have been reflecting. They've been thinking about you. And the way forward seems to be a lot clearer to them now. What they want seems to have become a lot more clear. It does feel like they are a very solid person, so they may have given you a wrong impression. I think they could have given you an impression of being a bit flirty, a bit flighty, perhaps not the most reliable in terms of a romantic partner, a love partner, an actual partnership in life, but they want to put that right. They realise what they've done and they really want to put that right. Okay. Right, Aries, let's have a look then and see what the timeline might be for them to take some action here and to communicate with you. So universe, what's the timeline for Aries person, please, to come forward towards Aries and let them know how they truly feel, perhaps put right some wrongs that have happened, things that have been said or been done which hurt feelings, damaged trust perhaps. Excuse me. What's the timeline, please, universe? Right. Oh, I think it's going to be soon. It could even be as soon as today. You could be dealing with a Scorpio here. And it could be sort of around about their birthday as well, that maybe things are said a bit more clearly. Could also be Libra. Okay. All right, Aries, hope that was helpful. Please do drop me a like. Please subscribe if you'd like to be part of the collective that I read for regularly. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box. I'll be doing readings this week, and then I will be having a couple of weeks off from personal readings just because it's Easter and I have to take a little bit of time off for childcare responsibilities, family responsibilities. Okay. So moving on now to Taurus. Welcome, Taurus. Hope everything's all right with you today. Hope all is going well in your world. I hope this reading makes it a little bit brighter for you. So we're looking at the person on your mind and how they really feel about you. So if you've got any confusion about how your person's feeling, what they want in terms of your connection, what their intentions are, what action they're likely to take, we'll dig into that for you, Taurus. So we've had quite a few cards actually fall onto the table. See what they are. I will pull any more from the top of the deck. So we have the Queen of Swords. I do love the pictures on this deck. They're so beautiful. The Six of Cups. I ordered another deck as well yesterday, so I'm looking forward to using that when it arrives. We've got the Fool card. The Four of Wands. The King of Swords. And the Six of Swords. Six of Swords and King of Swords actually coming out in a similar position, or the same position actually, as they came out for Aries. So Taurus, you might be dealing with an Aries. How do they feel about you? This is somebody you've had a connection with, a past connection, a relationship of some sort, and they've got a lot of nostalgic thoughts about you. They really do reflect on the times that you spent together, very, very fondly. It feels like you had some sort of family relationship with this person. You may have children with them, but you've been through a lot together. You've been through ups and downs. You've seen each other at your best and your worst, and that means a lot to them. That kind of history, the fact that you know them so well, it does mean a lot. I'm sensing that maybe some boundaries were set out here, some expectations. Maybe those expectations weren't met. It feels like they could have been around house, home, family, living together, perhaps even progressing to marriage, or looking forward into the future, into a solid, committed relationship. Perhaps there were some boundaries set there. Perhaps that actually happened, but maybe it didn't really work out. Maybe you didn't appear to be compatible once you started to live together, or you spent more time together. This person is desperate to want, to come back towards you with the Fool card. The Fool just is the intuition bringing them back. They want to put things right. They obviously feel they've done something wrong here. Taurus, they feel like they didn't behave well, they didn't treat you properly, they didn't give you what you deserved. Perhaps there wasn't equal give and take, perhaps there wasn't enough love and care shown, enough consideration. Perhaps the person was selfish, or just did things which they knew would push your buttons but did it anyway, just sort of almost behaved like they didn't care. There was something around this where they didn't really give you proper consideration. It's like they really want to come back and give it another go though. They really do, and they do want to say something. So that the King of Swords indicates there is a message to give. All right, and it's a message with perhaps more understanding than they've shown before with the owl there. Okay, they may be showing you a bit more consideration, a bit more understanding, maybe coming at it more from your perspective, acknowledging your perspective, Taurus. So let's have a look at timeline. So universe, when is this person coming back towards Taurus? Taurus, you might not want them. And that's fine. This is just how your person's feeling and what they're intending to do. Okay, so you needn't be surprised when they do come back towards you to communicate. They want to try and put things right. Okay, and they're going to tell you they think about all the good times. When will this be? Okay, so maybe you're thinking about this person a lot at the moment, Taurus. It could be on your mind. You might be slightly obsessively thinking. If you just try and let go of it, that's when it will come back towards you. Otherwise, it feels like you're currently sort of repelling their energy a little bit by dwelling on it, and it might be a little bit further into the future. You've got some control here over, over the timeline. Okay. It feels like something happened in the fall, in the autumn, when the leaves were orange and golden, and the weather was perhaps a little bit cooler and sharper. But sometime in the nicer weather, they're going to come rushing back in, is what's being said here. I hope that's helpful, Taurus. Thank you for joining me today. Please do drop me a like if you did enjoy the reading. Please do subscribe. Click that subscription button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell to set the intention that you'd like to be part of the collective I read for. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box below. I'm currently turning them around within 12 to 24 hours. But what I will say is I'm reading for people this week, and then for a couple of weeks I won't be doing personal readings during those 2 weeks, because I'll be taking some holiday, so there'll be a bit of a delay if you book a reading after this week. Okay, but this week, if you were to book one, it would be completed nice and quickly for you. Okay, all right, so moving on to Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. Hope you're doing well. So we're looking at how your person truly feels about you, Gemini. How do they really feel? Their true feelings, their intentions, any actions that may come from them. We'll get nosy and have a good look. All right, so universe, 3 more shuffles, please, for Gemini. 2, 3. I'm using a woodland tarot deck because it's so pretty. It's so nice. I'm really enjoying the artwork today. Okay. So we've got the Tower. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Moon. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Empress, and we've got the King of Pentacles. Right, so something's gone wrong between the two of you. I think unexpectedly, maybe it came out of the blue, maybe you had a big argument, a big fallout, or something's just gone wrong. This person feels it's been a huge loss, a bit of a shock. They're in the deep, dark energy. They're kind of wrapping themselves up to try and make themselves feel a little bit better. The energy feels bleak for them at the moment because of what's happened between you. I think they're going to be a little bit slow in coming back towards you. It could be earth energy here, Gemini. They might be a bit protective and a bit cautious. But this person's got a beautiful energy. They are the Empress. And I think they are kind and they are loving and they want to do the right thing. But they also struggle to show their feelings, and so that's what is going to make them a little bit slow to come towards you. But they feel like you have all the qualities that they could ever wish for, and they are truly, I think, in their feels and quite upset about whatever it is that's gone on. Anything more, please, you can share about how Gemini's person feels about them, please, universe? How does Gemini's person feel about Gemini? Yeah, they've got regret, remorse. I could see that. They're kind of focusing on the negative. They're a little bit in their ego. Their ego's been damaged and dented. Their feelings are hurt. They're licking their wounds. And they're really hoping maybe that you might reach out first, because that would, of course, be the easier option for them, wouldn't it? So they're hoping that you are going to reach out. If you don't, they will come forward. They do have something to say. Yeah, definite communication here with the Eight of Wands. So they will come forward. They might be a bit slow to do it though. They think you've got a lovely, very compatible energy, and something clearly has gone wrong, which they are very, very remorseful and regretful over, Gemini. Let's have a look at the timeline for them communicating. Unless you communicate first, of course. That's what they really want. But, you know, I'd wait for them if I was you. Timeline for Gemini and their person. Perhaps it wasn't quite the right time when you were together before, or the timing caused part of the problem. This person will come back in. I think it's going to take you a little bit by surprise. Yeah, within a few days, they will be coming back towards you. All right, Gemini, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, setting the intention that you'll be part of the collective I read for. Thank you for liking the video and commenting as well. I always love to hear from you, and all the little likes and thumbs up and every little bit of interaction makes a difference. If you'd like a personal reading, please do reach out. The details are in the description box. This week I'm turning readings around within about 24 hours or sometimes sooner. But I will be taking a couple of weeks off after this week. So if you do want a reading, you do want to have a look at, in more depth at your personal situation, prices start at £30 for a detailed 20-minute one question reading, and you'd get that within a day. Okay, so that's available this week, and then a couple of weeks, no personal readings. Okay, so now we're on to Cancer. Welcome, Cancer. Hope you are okay. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to see you. I'm having a look at the person on your mind and how they truly feel about you, Cancer. Also, what actions they're likely to take and their intentions. And in a minute, we'll look at the timeline for that as well, if there is any action going to be taken. All right, so universe messages for the highest good of Cancer, please. What would help to bring them wisdom, clarity and understanding around this connection and the person that they're thinking about, how this person is feeling about them, please, universe. We want the clearest messages possible for the highest good of Cancer. Okay. All right, so we've got the Star. Oops. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the World. I love this picture. Isn't it pretty? We've got the King of Swords, which has come out several times in the readings already so far. We've got the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Okay. So let's have a look then. So this person, how do they feel about you? They're trying to work out how they can move into a position where you two could be sort of together forever, okay? And where they could move into a position where you two would be in a nice, stable position. They do think the world of you. They would like a new start with you, actually. And they haven't been very good at communicating that so far. So I think you are probably confused. You've probably been left a bit in the dark in terms of how this person's feeling and whether they will sort of come towards you and what they will do about it. But they're currently working it through, working out the options, reaching the conclusion that they do really want to be with you for the long term. I think they do see you as their person. They are a bit nervous of commitment. I think maybe they've been burnt before. So they're a little bit afraid that they might, things might not work out. They might get hurt. You might reject them or whatever might happen. Maybe they've got some feelings of self-doubt and issues around self-worth. But they've got a lot of wishes and desires and dreams and hopes, and they're really thinking about that, and they would like to talk to you about it because they want to talk to you about how they feel and what they want for the future. They're just been struggling to say it. Could be pride getting in the way. Universe, anything else to share, please, around Cancer's person, how they're truly feeling about Cancer at the moment? Current energies. Feels like they've got to make a decision, but it's almost like that decision is being forced through by a bit of an epiphany moment. Okay, they're starting to really realise, and maybe they also realise they need to make a gesture, come forward, and not be so closed. Maybe they've been a closed book. All right, they've got to put their heart out there. They've got to put their fear of being bitten or stung to one side. They've got to start to see more of the positive potential options coming to reality rather than imagining the worst, okay? Could be a Capricorn you're dealing with, Cancer. Could also be somebody who's a little bit obsessive. Perhaps they've got some, you know, like they've got maybe a slightly addictive personality, and that could have also been causing them problems. Yeah, they want a house, home, family with you. They want you to be each other's sort of lifelong partner, okay? I think you don't necessarily know it from what's been going on so far, Cancer. But let's have a look at timeline then. We want to see when their next action will be in relation to your connection. Divine timing is at play here. Okay, that's the message that's come out. Any further clarity though, universe, please? It's sort of, that message is really saying trust the universe, okay? It will happen when it's meant to happen. Yeah. When it's meant to happen, it will just start to flow. I do feel it'll be this year sometime. It's going to be worth waiting for, okay? Going to be worth waiting for when it does come in. You just might have to wait on the universe a little bit, a Cancer. But check in on future readings as well to see if the energy shifts and you can get a clearer timeline on that. So welcome, Leo. Hello there. Hope you're okay. Good to see you. Happy to be doing a reading today to look at the person on your mind, how they feel about you, what their true feelings are, what their intentions, actions and communication may be moving forward as the current energies stand. And we'll look at a timeline as well for you, Leo. Okay. Okay, we've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Swords. Page of Cups. Oh, the Magician. Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords. Wow, lots of communication. Could be dealing with an air sign. Could be dealing with an earth sign. This person doesn't want to let you go. There's a lot of almost possessive, slightly jealous kind of energy. They see you as somebody they would really like to hold on to. But those feelings are kind of in the background. They feel that they have to hide those feelings. They're doing a good job of hiding them. Feels like you two sort of on the same energy frequency. You've manifested each other, if you like. You've been drawn together for a reason. The person's really curious about you. They want to know what you're up to, who you're spending your time with, how you're feeling about things. You know, just anything they can find out about you, they want to know. They don't feel they've got much they can offer you right now for whatever reason. We've only got the Page of Cups, which is quite a small gesture there. Perhaps that's why they're keeping their feelings hidden here with the Four of Pentacles. But they want to start again almost. They would love a fresh start. They want to talk to you and start again based on a communication here with the Ace of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is here as well, which is a real desire to come charging in to talk to you when the time is right. It's like they want desperately to talk to you. There's real urge that they need to say something to you and they want to talk to you, but they're really pushing it down here with the Four of Pentacles. And when they do come towards you, even though desperately inside they've got a lot they want to say, there's not much they feel they actually can say. Is this making any sense for you, Leo? Let's find out what else there is to say about this person and their feelings. Yeah, they're starting to look in the future, look to the future, think about what do they want in the future, what do they see in the future. I think they've got a number of options to think about, but there's one that's catching their attention more than others. There's one they feel more anchored to. I think they would also quite like it if you would perhaps take the lead in communicating with them. I think they've been quite flirty. They might have confused you a little bit. Perhaps this is part of them not being able to commit or offer anything really at the moment. Because they really would like a relationship. Ideally, they really got deep feelings for you. But their energy might be quite withdrawn at the moment. They may be sort of off by themselves in their own energy, and there may not be much communication, but you needn't be wondering really, because there's lots of deep feelings and lots of love there. If you're wondering how, there's emotion, there's connection, there's feeling. Okay, and they do want to talk to you. So let's find out then. When will Leo hear from their person, please, universe? When will Leo hear further from their person? What further action will be taken? Right. Sometime around your birthday, you will hear from them. And something happened in December. Something already happened in December, Leo, that was of note. Okay, that you think about, that you remember. And I think they're going to mention that to you again, talk to you about it. Yeah, I do see your birthday. But with this person offering you something small, you might get to a point, Leo, here with this, where you might feel you're wasting your time with this connection. It might not be something you feel you really can wait for and pursue. You will know. You know the right thing to do. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all of that good stuff. I'm doing personal readings this week, then I've got a couple of weeks off personal readings for Easter time, and then I will be back. I will be back after that. Okay, you can still book them. It will just take me a little bit longer to get to them. At the moment, I'm completing them within around about 12 to 24 hours. Okay, as it stands. Okay, so welcome, Virgo. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So we are looking at the person on your mind, Virgo. How do they feel about you? And what are their intentions and potential actions towards you? Let's see what we can find out for you. Get a little bit nosy digging and see how your person really feels. Also, always really helpful if you're a bit confused about how they're feeling. Perhaps they're not really showing their feelings, or they're blow hot, blow cold, or they're not really talking to you very much at the moment. We can see how they really feel and what's really going on with them. Okay. Okay, Virgo. So we've got the moon. Queen of Wands. We've got the Five of Wands. We've got Strength. We've got the King of Cups. And we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, so how do they feel about you? They're very, very attracted to you, Virgo. Huge amount of attraction. They like everything about you. It's just your energy, your aura, how you treat other people, even just how you move or walk, or just every little thing, how you smell, or how you do your hair or whatever it is. They just like everything about you. There's a huge pull, attraction, chemistry. Yeah, they notice you. You stand out to them, okay? It feels like they're holding back. There's a reason why they've been holding back. But not only do they find you really attractive, they've actually got really sort of deep feelings as well. It's not just a surface attraction. There are deep feelings there. Okay. It feels like they're a really decent person. Honestly, it feels like they are somebody who would be loyal to you and would, you know, want to offer you something solid in terms of a connection. But perhaps there's a reason why they feel they can't. They're obviously holding back. Is it because of, you know, a family issue, or, you know, you come from different backgrounds, or sort of, you know, cultures or something like that, where they feel that they just perhaps can't come towards you? It would cause conflict, it would cause tension, it would cause difficulties. We shouldn't have that these days, should we? But, you know, it can happen. And I'm getting that kind of vibe from this reading, Virgo. Universe, what else can you share, please, with highest good of Virgo in relation to the person that they're thinking about, and how this person truly feels about Virgo, please? They will talk to you about it. There will be communication coming in. But it feels like it might only be surface level communication. It might not be deep enough to actually help the situation. But the universe here is guiding this connection. The universe might steer it in an unexpected way, Virgo. This person might feel that they need to walk away. There's a possibility they might feel they need to walk away for some reason. Okay. But there's a huge amount of desire, attraction, chemistry, all of that sort of thing that I think will, you know, potentially bring you back together again to start all over again, okay? So I do think they will, you know, having walked away, I do think the attraction will bring them back, okay? Virgo, let's look at the timeline for that, please. Universe, what's the timeline, please, for Virgo's person coming back towards them? What's the timeline for Virgo's person coming back towards Virgo, please, universe? In less than a month, it says. That was the first card that came out. The month of June is also showing itself to me. Yeah, less than a month, and I've got April as well. April and June are going to be key pivotal months here, Virgo. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking the video, and thanks for subscribing to make sure you're setting the intention you'd like to be part of the collective I read for. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box. If you book this week, you'll have your reading within 12 to 24 hours. After that, I'm taking a couple of weeks off, so I'm not doing personal readings over the next couple of weeks after this week. So there'll be a bit more of a delay if you did want a reading, if you don't have it this week. Okay, you can still book it, but it will just take longer for me to deliver it to you. Okay, oops. Right, so we're on to Libra now. Welcome, Libra. Hope you're doing well. This card seems to want to come out for you, Libra, so I'm going to look at that one for you. 2 more shuffles, please, universe. We're looking at the person on your mind, Libra, how they feel about you, whether there's any actions and intentions that are worthy of note that would help you to know about. I did more than 2 shuffles, didn't I? There we go. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups, we've got the 4 of Wands, we've got the Hanged Man, the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the Magician, Libra. Okay, so this person, you could have had quite a stable connection with this person, Libra, or they, you might have visited their home or been around them in their home quite a lot, or maybe they've come to your home, but it feels like they've not been truly honest with you. The central energy is like there's not been something shared, or there's been something sort of misleading around the person's home situation. They do have really deep feelings for you. They do love you a lot. It could be slightly money oriented or money focused, or they just might be a little bit materialistic, or they might just be beavering away, working hard to try and manifest something around a home. But they're trying to manifest. They're in sort of manifestation mode. They're trying to use all of their skills to try and advance things. And they might have withdrawn their energy and gone within themselves, I feel. Perhaps they've just not been truly honest with you about some key important things in their life, Libra. Perhaps they're trying to keep you away from their home to try and perhaps keep some key truths away from you, but they want to get closer. They want to come back towards you, or they want to come towards you, want to close out any emotional distance or any actual physical distance that there is between the two of you. They're trying to manifest things for the better after perhaps reflecting. It feels like there's definitely been some dishonesty, and they're starting to realise that there's an impact of dishonesty, okay? They're curious about you, they're watching you, they're trying to work out where you're at with things, how you feel about things. Are you, moving on, or doing, how are you spending your time, who are you spending it with, that kind of thing. It feels like they are missing you. Okay, perhaps you are parted ways at the moment, but they're very much missing you. Yeah, they're feeling regretful, they're feeling sort of unworthy, they're feeling like they've missed out on love here through perhaps something they've done or not done. Perhaps they did sabotage this connection in some kind of way. They'd love to get closer to you. They've realised, I think, they've kept you at a distance. Perhaps they didn't give you the attention, the care, the investment, emotional investment that they should have done. They've definitely got a lot of regret. There could even be a situation where you have been in a connection and you're parting ways, and it's causing them anxiety because it's not really what they want. I think they're not sure if they can actually put this right. Yeah, they really want to, though. They desperately want to. They're trying to sort of rebalance themselves and juggle everything that they need to, deal with in their life. Okay, they've got more than one priority here, whatever that is, whatever those things are. Okay, so I think they do want to communicate, they do want to take some action. But universe, when will this be, please? When will Libra's person take some action towards Libra? You least expect it. Okay, so you may not be expecting this person to pop up and communicate. Saying stop waiting on it and it will come in. Potentially in a few weeks across the summertime. All right, Libra. Do hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, interacting with my video. It really makes a difference to my channel. Thank you very much. If you'd like a personal reading, please do reach out. Details are in the description box. I'll be doing them the usual quick turnarounds on the readings this week, then I'll be off for a couple of weeks. Okay, so if you want a reading quickly, this week is the week to book it. After that, you'll have a little bit of a longer wait. Okay, Scorpio. Sorry, Libra. Now moving on to Scorpio. I always muddle my Scorpio and Libra readings, don't I? But welcome, Scorpio. I hope you're okay today. Good to see you. Nice to be with you. So we're looking at the person on your mind, Scorpio, how they really feel about you. Perhaps there's been some confusing energy. Perhaps they're not expressing themselves very well. Perhaps they've been a bit hot and cold. You don't know where they're at. Or you just want a bit of reinforcement of how you think they're feeling, and how they're telling you they're feeling. You want to just check that's genuinely the case. We can do that, Scorpio. So we'll look at their feelings for you, their intentions, any actions, and we'll look at the timeline for those actions as well. All right, so 2 more shuffles, please, universe. 1, 2. It's 11:11 on the clock here. So we've got the 4 of Cups, using a woodland tarot deck, which is very beautiful. We've got the 9 of Cups, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, we've got the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? They've got deep feelings for you here. They have King of Cups feelings. So they're very consistent in how they feel. They know that they have strong feelings for you, but they almost feel like they're not worthy. They're not good enough. I think they've got confidence issues. Perhaps they've been hurt in the past. Perhaps they're afraid of, putting themselves out there. Perhaps they just feel like they couldn't possibly be good enough. And as a result, I think they sort of have a natural inclination to stay single. Or perhaps they've returned to a single state. Perhaps they still have some healing to work on. And they may just be sort of flirting, showing hot and cold energy here, showing attention, then disappearing, making you think they want certain things, and then just going off elsewhere. They have behaved like that, and they are quite regretful, because actually we've seen here that they do feel differently to the way that they've behaved. They don't seem able to properly commit and show you how they really feel. There's some lessons, karmic lessons, to be learned from this connection. I think they are learning lessons from it, and they may well be some for you too, actually, Scorpio, because this suggests that you two have a contract, a soul contract, a karmic contract that hasn't yet played out. You intended to meet each other in this lifetime for a specific purpose. Now, if there's a lesson that you think you must be learning, or they must be learning from this, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think that is. But the universe has had some hand in making sure you two have come across each other, okay? And they're not truly showing their feelings. Their behaviour doesn't reflect their feelings, if that makes sense. Which must be incredibly confusing for you, okay? And hurtful. Universe, what else can you share, please, about how Scorpio's person truly feels about them, please? How does Scorpio's person really feel about Scorpio? They think you've walked away and detached, Scorpio. They think you're not interested anymore. They think you're perhaps working at a job, or, maybe they think you've gone online and dating online. Perhaps they think that you are single and behaving as if you are single. They think you're focusing on your work. And they're really thinking about you a lot. They're really reflecting on your connection. So they think you've gone in another direction. They're not sharing their feelings because they don't feel quite worthy and good enough. They do feel like there's something to be said here with the King of Swords. So there is some communication. They're thinking about you more than anything. It's a very sort of passive kind of... You're probably feeling that energy very strongly at the moment, Scorpio. There will be some communication where they will express some regret and lesson learned, okay? They'll tell you what they've learnt from being around you and having this connection, and what they would do differently in the future if it's not with you, with somebody else. So that communication will come in. Let's find out when. So universe, when will Scorpio's person communicate with Scorpio, please? When will Scorpio's person communicate with Scorpio? Okay, something happened across the winter time. I think you two might be having a break from each other. You might be on a break. Sounds like Ross and Rachel, doesn't it? But you might be not really communicating that much at the moment. And it might be that it takes a few months for this to actually come in terms of this person really expressing how they feel. It might even be more towards the end of the year, okay? Well, I hope that was helpful, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, setting the intention that you'd like to be part of the collective that I read for. Please like the video, that really makes a difference for me. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box. I'm able to turn them around in the usual 24-hour time frame this week, but then I will be taking a break for a couple of weeks, so I won't be doing personal readings across that time. You can still book them with me, but it will just mean you have to wait a little bit longer for the reading to be delivered. Okay, so just let me know if there's something that you really want looked into urgently to give you some peace of mind this week. I can do that for you. Try and keep them affordable for everybody as well, so they're accessible for people who need them. And now we're moving on to Sagittarius. Welcome, Sagittarius. Hope everything is okay with you. So we are looking at the person on your mind, Sagittarius. How do they really feel about you? How do they truly feel? What are their intentions? And what will their actions be? And then we'll look at the timeline as well for that. So universe, what would it help Sagittarius to know, please? In terms of the person on their mind and how they truly feel about Sagittarius. Does this person truly feel about Sagittarius, please, universe? Star cards. They've obviously got wishes around this connection, things they're wishing and hoping for. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. Okay, I feel there's been some sort of communication problem here. That's often the case in relationships, isn't it? But I am sensing perhaps this person might have behaved a bit immaturely, a bit insensitively, in a way that's made you feel a bit defensive, or not very happy about how they've communicated with you or behaved with you. It's almost felt like you two perhaps have reached rock bottom in terms of, you know, really having a bad argument or falling out or not seeming aligned on things. But it feels like they want to really move your relationship into a better place and almost start again, particularly around finances and commitment and, you know, the solid basis of your connection. They want to put that right, rebuild it after feeling like, yeah, the only way is up from here now because it's got so bad, all right? This person has felt a bit in the dark, like they were perhaps being kept in the dark about something, and maybe that sort of triggered their behaviours. Perhaps things weren't happening as they wanted, and maybe they were a little bit demanding in that sense. They know what they want and they expect it, and they won't accept anything else. There could have been some challenges around this person's behaviour. I'm sensing somebody who is perhaps a little bit, yeah, there's no other way than their way. And they behave perhaps a little bit childishly if they don't get what they want. Sagittarius, you might be dealing with another fire sign. Might be two of you that are fire signs, and that's causing you a problem. So it could be an Aries, a Leo, or another Sagittarius. Could be someone you're married to or you've been in a committed relationship with. Perhaps there's a lot to juggle and balance here. I think maybe you kind of had some difficulties, but you're trying to find your way back to each other. Yeah, I think this person sort of sees you still in their future, but they don't quite know. Yeah, they're feeling a bit defensive, guards up. Yeah, probably because of things not being, you know, going too well. I think they're going to give you a bit of an apology, actually, with the Page of Pentacles. It feels like they're going to make a little gesture, come towards you with an apology to try and sort of get you two reconciled. All right, let's have a look at the timeline for that then. I bet you thought maybe hell would freeze over before this person would come and apologise, Sagittarius, but let's have a look. It does look like they will apologise. Universe, what messages please do you have for the highest good of Sagittarius in relation to the person on their mind and when they will come forward? We're looking specifically at an apology here from this person towards Sagittarius, please, Universe. Feels like an apology is owed. When will it come in? Things will get better throughout the course of this year, okay? So across the summer, into September, and even into the festive season, things will gradually progress. The apology might take a little while. You might actually need a bit of patience around this person coming back towards you, but just sort of relax about it and it will come back. You'll be communicating over the next few days, even if it's not quite the apology and the communication you're hoping for, Sagittarius. It will come in, okay? Right, so thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Please do like the video if it helped you and you enjoyed it. Please make sure you're subscribed. I get about 70% of my viewers are not subscribed, so it'd be really great to have more of you part of my channel, setting the intention that you'd like to be part of the readings that I do, part of the collective that I read for. If you'd like a personal reading, the details are in the description box. I'll be turning them around within the usual 24 hours this week, and then I'll have a couple of weeks off personal readings because of Easter. So if you did want something looked into in terms of your personal situation quickly because it's bothering you, you need some peace and clarity around it, please do just reach out. Make sure you reach out this week, otherwise you'll be waiting a little bit longer, all right? Yeah, so moving on to Capricorn now. Hi Capricorn. How are you today? Hope you're okay. Hope everything's all right. We're looking at the person on your mind, Capricorn. How do they feel about you? How do they really feel? How do they truly feel? Not just what they say, but, you know, what's actually going on in terms of their heart and their mind and your connection. And we'll look at their intentions and also any actions they'll take and the timeline. Okay, so we'll dig in as much as possible to help you clarify and understand the situation, Capricorn. All right. So you are my fellow Earth sign. I am also Capricorn. I'll do 2 more shuffles. 1, 2. Okay, just have a little swig of my coffee, which is very cold. All right, King of Cups, 6 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 10 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? This is someone you've got history with. This is somebody who has been your forever person, the person they saw themselves with forever, with a huge amount of love and compatibility and shared goals and shared lives. Okay. But it feels like there's been some conflict here and some issues. This person feels like they don't know how to move forward and what to do about your situation. They feel sort of mentally trapped. Maybe they feel that you are, as a couple, perhaps trapped in terms of it's difficult to move forward. Perhaps there are plans that you're struggling to move forward, like could be financial plans, it could be home, house, children. Maybe they're not quite clear. They have a feeling that they want you to be their forever person, but they just don't know how that's going to progress. They're definitely missing you. They're feeling an absence of you for some reason. Have you parted ways? Are you not together at the moment? Did you split up? Or is it just that they want to be with you but they can't for some reason, or perhaps they think you don't want to be with them, but it feels like you're not communicating, you're not around each other so much, you're not seeing each other as much. There's a huge amount of love here. All right, if you're wondering if they love you, there's no question. Got the 6 of Cups, King of Cups, 10 of Cups, right? You could be dealing with an earth sign. Another earth sign. You're an earth sign, Capricorn, aren't you? Yeah, they just keep thinking back about your connection and they feel like it's something they'd wanted forever. And now they just don't know what to do. Honestly, that's how they're feeling. They do not know what to do. They are missing you. They're feeling you've left a big gaping hole in their life. Once again, they feel they've learned some lessons from this connection. They would do things differently. They don't know how you feel. They don't know how to move forward. They're feeling anxious through what they perceive as a lack of information. They do want to talk to you, though. I think that will help them to understand where you're at. But they're being really slow in coming back towards you, Capricorn, and saying actually how they feel. They're trying to work out all the options of what they could say and how they could approach you. You are front focus of their mind with the Devil coming out. They've got huge regrets. There's been misunderstandings, miscommunications, and a very slow energy around this. There could have been somebody else involved. They could have been coming out of another relationship. Well, they might be coming out of another relationship now, which will perhaps enable them to come forward and talk to you more, Capricorn. But there will be some communication around this. There is a lot of love, okay? A lot of love here. So let's find out then, universe. When will this person come back towards Capricorn, please? When will this person come towards Capricorn? Messages for the highest good, please, of Capricorn. During the month of May, something's already happened in February, okay? It hasn't been the right timing. It might be that you two don't end up solving your karmic connection in this lifetime. You might meet each other again in the next one, okay? You might not close out that karmic cycle, Capricorn. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for liking the video. Please do subscribe if you'd like to be part of the collective that I regularly read for. If you'd like a personal reading, details are in the description box. For a full 20-minute detailed one-question reading, it starts from £30 and I turn it around within 24 hours. If there's something you want to know about quickly to give you some peace and clarity around your own personal situation, please do let me know. The time frame stands for this week, the 12 to 24-hour turnaround time this week. Next week and the week after I'll be off for Easter, so I will be taking some time and not completing the readings so quickly. Okay, so if you want something quickly, this week is the week to ask. Right, Aquarius, welcome. Hope you are well. So we are looking at your person, Aquarius, the person on your mind. How do they truly feel about you? Not just their feelings though, we want to know what are their intentions and their actions towards you. And we'll look at the time frame as well, Aquarius. Okay. Oops. We'll keep that one on the table. It just flicked itself out. So Four of Cups, the Fool card, the Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Four of Wands. This person's got this really strong feeling that they want to take a leap towards you, a big leap of faith towards you, talk to you about how they feel. They're holding back a little bit. They're licking their wounds over maybe something that's happened before. Perhaps somebody else rejected them. Perhaps somebody else cheated on them, hurt them. And it's affected how they feel about themselves. But everything in their being is kind of drawing them towards you, Aquarius, all right? They're working super hard. They want to be able to provide a nice, solid, comfortable home. They are about comfort and beauty. They like beauty and pretty things and, you know, good aesthetics. I think they're quite artistic. And they're working on their creativity here to produce some good results, perhaps to build, you know, and decorate and make a home lovely, or just to earn some more money to be able to do nice things in terms of that comfort and that beauty, to create beautiful surroundings. I think they're working on these things and it's making them be a bit slow in coming towards you, but they will come towards you. They want to start up something new with you. They've got the Ace of Swords, the upright ace there, where they really want to just get something out there and tell you how they feel. Okay, anything else please for the highest good of Aquarius to let us know how their person is feeling about them, please, universe, including any intentions and actions. Okay, they're having to deal with something first before they can come towards you. And so they're having to bide their time and use all their patience that they can muster. They're drawing their patience up from their toes, Aquarius, okay? They feel that you are somebody that they just have got such a lot of love for. And there's something attractive about you in that you look after yourself. You care about yourself, how you look after your own well-being, your own peace, your own self-development. You take care of yourself in that you look nice as well. Could be dealing with a Leo here, but somebody who feels that you bring them a lot of sunshiny energy, a lot of positive, happy energy. You make them feel very happy. Okay. So they are biding their time. It is going to take a bit of time for them to come in, I think, here. They're trying to be patient and find the right time. But they will come in and communicate with you because we've got the Ace of Swords here, as we've seen. So let's have a look at the timeline then, Aquarius, for this person coming towards you. So universe, what's the timeline, please, for Aquarius's person coming towards them? What's the timeline for Aquarius's person coming towards them? November's coming out, Aquarius. Saying November, when you let go, I think you're thinking a lot about this person, Aquarius. Next month, there's also going to be something over the next month where this person is going to communicate with you as well. Okay, the communication is obviously going to start and build into something more significant and meaningful for you. Do hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining me today. Please drop me a like, makes a huge difference. And also, please make sure you're subscribed so that you're part of the collective that I regularly read for. Details for personal readings are in the description box if you want one quickly, so within the 12 to 24 hour time frame. Prices start at £30 for a detailed 20-minute reading. I can turn those around within 12 to 24 hours this week, but next week and the week after I will be away for Easter, and so we're taking time off for Easter, so you will not get the reading as quickly. So if you do want something swiftly to give you some peace and clarity around your situation, please do reach out this week. Okay, all right. So moving on to Pisces. I always feel sorry for Pisces right at the end, but you might be last, but you're definitely not least, Pisces. Lovely to read for you today. I hope everything's all right in your world. Hope this reading brings you some peace and clarity and understanding around your connection with your person, how they truly feel about you, Pisces. How they feel about you, their intentions, their actions towards you. So we've got Temperance has popped onto the table. We've got Six of Wands, Page of Swords, Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Wands. Okay, so how this person feels about you then. They feel like you make them a better person. They're a better person for knowing you, for having been around you, for having met you. I think they could be quite a fiery person, Pisces. They could sort of be quick to judge, or perhaps be a little bit fiery, feisty, you know, that kind of quick to flare up kind of energy. But you kind of balance them out, okay? You make them calmer and you're perhaps more reasonable. And they just feel like they've progressed as a person since they've known you. They really want to spend more time with you. I think they see you as somebody they'd like to live with. And they really want to get to know you better so that they can make you happy in that scenario. But they feel like they were meant to meet you. It's like they feel like you complement them beyond what they could ever have imagined. And that, you know, you've changed their outlook and their, you know, made their personality tempered, if you know what I mean. You've gently made them a slightly gentler and more measured. They like who they are when they're with you. Yeah, they feel happy when they're with you. It makes a big difference for them to have that energy around them. You could have met them online. You might be somebody you work with. But it's somebody who wants to see more of you and actually be physically in the same place with you. They're trying to think about the future and plan for the future with you. Yeah, they want to take the lead in this and really make sure it happens. They think you are the ultimate couple. So we've just had the Emperor and the Empress come out together, look. Emperor and the Empress, they think you are the ultimate couple together, right? You complement each other perfectly. So I feel there's going to be some movement forward in this to progress this connection in this way, Pisces. Well, let's find out what the time frame is for you for this movement forward. What's the timeline for Pisces and their person moving forward, please, universe? It's going to be worth waiting for, but it's saying stop waiting at the same time, right? So get on with what you're doing. Focus on yourself. It might take a little bit longer than you hoped that you actually live together and you get that, you know, movement forward. But I think you'll perhaps be together over a holiday, on a holiday, having a relaxed conversation, and I think things will there'll be a decision to move things on. I think possibly even as soon as the springtime there'll be a conversation and an agreement about how things will move on. Okay, so let's do a quick all signs their sign. So this is where you watch the sign or the signs of the person or the people that you are interested in. The universe, all signs their sign, please. For my collective, my lovely viewers, all signs their sign. Okay, I'm using the Everyday Tarot here, one of my favourite little decks. Okay, so if you are dealing with an Aries, the Aries is trying to juggle and balance an awful lot in life. They're feeling really burdened. They also might be having to look at moving house at the moment, so they've got an awful lot going on. Yeah, you might find that things are a bit tricky for the Aries just right now. If you're dealing with a Taurus, the Taurus wants to invite you somewhere, but they're holding back for some reason. I think they feel like maybe they should bide their time and maybe, you know, find the right moment for that. Gemini's missing you greatly and they really want to come forward to put things right. Cancer is going through a very anxious time. Their mental health is not in the greatest of places, but as a result, I think they're going to realise that they want to come forward towards you. They may have been very slow in doing that, okay? If you're dealing with a Leo, the Leo feels like perhaps this is coming to a crashing end. They want equal give and take in this connection. If it can't happen, then they don't want it. All right, and if you're dealing with a Virgo, Virgo's going to be communicating with you to try and put right a misunderstanding. If you're dealing with a Libra, Libra really wants a new start and communication with you. They're trying to manifest you with everything that they can. Scorpio has a message for you. They want you to notice them above another person. Perhaps they're feeling a bit of competition at the moment. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, Sagittarius will come charging in towards you, perhaps a bit of flirty energy. Could be a fire sign, actually, who I think Sagittarius, you might be dealing with another fire sign. Okay, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, Capricorn is weighing up their options. They want a new start with you, but I think they're a little bit nervous and they're trying to weigh up would it work out and what could go wrong and all this sort of thing. Bit wary, Capricorn, but you know, I think they'll get there. If you're dealing with Aquarius, Aquarius wants to go from perhaps being a little bit immature and having a fairly superficial connection to actually progressing to something more stable, even as far as engagement and marriage. Okay, they want steady progress in your connection. If you're dealing with a Pisces, I think they're single after heartbreak. There's been some sort of third-party betrayal here. They're just trying to get over that and heal from it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I did go through all of those, didn't I? Let me just double check. So I've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. Yeah, I thought so. I did think so. Well, thanks again so much for joining me. Once again, if you would like to give me a thumbs up, that would be great on the video. If you please make sure you're subscribed. Great to have you as part of the collective that I regularly read for. If you like my content and you'd like to buy me a coffee, there's a link in the description for that as well. If you'd like a personal reading, I'm turning them around within 24 hours this week. Next week and the week after, I will be having some time off for Easter. So if you did want something quickly to help give you some clarity and peace around your situation and further insights, then you can get that quickly this week, if you want to reach out and book. Otherwise, you can still book a reading, but it'll just take longer for me to get back to you and to deliver that reading for you. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Thoroughly enjoyed the reading and look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.